Hey guys, it is John from Collectors Company, and today I'm joined with a very special guest, Mr. DJ Nooks. How are you doing, good sir?
Yeah, I'm not too bad. How are you?
Good, good. So, we got you on the channel for a reason, right? So, if you've read the title, you already know, but Nooks, what did you do on the weekend?
So apparently I came first place on the regionals at PAX. Yeah, it was I wouldn't say a stressful day. It was like I was so brain, I was so tired, and I just was like, I don't care, I'm just gonna play the event. But you know what? I'm glad I did because I came first place. So.
Yeah, well, if you're saying you're tired while playing, just imagine if you're awake while playing. You came first.
You know what? It's actually good that I was tired of play because I'm an overthinker, and I think that sort of is a bit downfall for me. But no, it was good. I think I played pretty well. So.
Yeah, you did well. You beat a lot of the big name players. You beat me, you beat Kevin. So and you also beat Marco as well. So you had a tough run. You actually earned the win, right? So.
Yeah, I felt like I did earn the win. It would have been good if there was a bit more rounds, but I'm not complaining,
Yeah, you're not complaining the win. Yeah, of course, you got this awesome champion, Matt. So what did you end up playing?
There was a lot of decisions with what I was going to play. It was so hard for me to decide. Because I generally don't like playing the main deck that is just winning. But in the end, I just decided it's just the easiest deck to play. I'm just gonna play it. I don't have experience with it already, so. Syn Shenron.
Shenron.
The deck that pretty much is just taking every tournament by storm, and literally has like the least amount of what do you call it? Counters to it. There's literally, it's barely ever fucking hit. Like there's no way to
put it. Yeah.
There's no other way to put it. It's literally like one of the strongest decks.
Yeah, the leader draws 2 without interacting with your opponent. It awakens fairly easily, and it also has I'd say probably the easiest deck that clears Unisons in the game. Your leader more or less just takes a mark.
I mean, that's the most important part, right? Yeah. Clearing Unisons and the fact that like your opponent can't keep a board with you.
Yeah.
The only thing that can probably keep a board is blue, but like try to survive to get to that point because they have to have like 4 energy to play their little
the Goku. Yeah. Exactly. They have to live the first couple of turns, So that's
they have to survive the onslaught in order to get there. But and not only that, it's just like people just have like Red Syn just runs so much blue hate.
Yeah.
That is just so hard for them to survive. But yeah, still definitely I thought it was the correct choice, and it definitely did help me win every single game. Yeah.
Oh, awesome. Well, let's get into the main board. Obviously, we have the standard 6 cards, of course.
The one that must be run, the 6 cracked balls.
Yeah.
I mean, it's pretty self-explanatory. Like, you just need these balls. Like, they're the bread and butter of the deck. If you don't have these, like, I guess the deck doesn't even run.
Yeah, literally.
Good luck trying to get 6 energy otherwise. But
yeah, of course. Pay 0, draw a card. Pretty good.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I like being on my second turn having like 8 to 12 cards in hand. That's pretty good.
That's very good. Yeah. All right, we'll get into the actual deck.
Yeah, the actual. You got the little boy package.
Yeah,
the ball searches.
Yep.
Sorry, I'll put them.
Yeah, that's alright.
Yeah, so these pretty much, again, if you played Red Syn already, self-explanatory. You just you can either play them for 1 or even off the Unison. You draw a card and then you just put a ball back into the Z energy if you're missing any balls. Also, do remember that if you just play it for nothing, and you just draw and don't search for a ball, you still have to shuffle your deck.
That is correct. Always have to shuffle when you play these cards, and they also have another broken effect that everyone hates.
Yeah, exactly. This one, give your boys barrier if your opponent has 3 or more energy. It is something that is so relevant because if you sit there with a nice 8-drop Syn with barrier and they can't clear it.
They can't clear it, yeah.
And as soon as you swing with something, you go neg 20, neg 30, whatever, depending on if you're Z awakened or how many Z energy you have.
And of course you got the one that gives crit as well, the counterpart.
Yeah,
right?
exactly. The crit. This is the one that most people hate.
Yeah.
Because I just pay 1, play a double strike out, and give it double strike crit
for free.
For free.
Yeah.
This doesn't even have to be on the field. I just bitch it from my hand.
Yeah, it's such a powerful combo.
Yeah, the fact it's an activate battle as well, not a main or anything like that, is just. Like you can't
play around it.
You can't really play around it. If they're swinging with it, if they're gonna do it, they're gonna do it. It is what it is.
The worst part is when you see it on board already, and it's like, yep, it's coming.
Yeah, exactly. Another one that I run is this one here, the natural Shenron. Now the reason that I run this is like once you've got all your balls and everything, and Unison's on field already. What I find is better than just sort of playing one of these out. Is playing this one because, look, you can look at the top 5 and add what you need rather than just drawing a card and hoping you get what you need. Like,
Yeah.
this one's just better. Like, if you're missing out on certain pieces, like the 4-drop or even the...
8-drop, right?
Or even, no, you can't have the 8-drop.
I can't
of
have
this,
the
but
8-drop,
you
okay.
can have another Unison off of it.
Okay, yep.
Yeah, you could get the Unison maybe if you're afraid they're going to try and clear it that turn, but yeah, I think this card is just a better choice to play off the uptick, just because it actually searches you for something that you need.
Yeah, okay, that makes sense.
Not only that, if you're turn 2 and you already have everything, and you uptick, you play it, and then obviously rest. Look at top 5.
Yeah.
If you don't have this out for your double strike,
Okay, it helps you get that
helps
out.
you find it.
Yeah, okay, that makes sense, yeah.
that's why I think this one is... It is better. I did consider upping it, but I think this 2 is just a sweet spot.
Yeah.
Anything more is just becomes a dead card.
Yeah, that's true, yeah, okay.
But yeah, that's pretty much just the free play off Unisons or just like the crucial crit barrier stuff.
Yeah, of course.
I'll get into the
Dragons.
The dragons, yeah. I call it the neg package, like because they all have skills off the neg of the leader.
Yep.
So with these 4, pretty much if you have 6 or more Z energy, you can play it for 1 energy.
Yep.
If you minus the power off of this and maybe something on the field, this can come back into play.
And it also gains crit.
And it also gains crit. Same with this one, except this one just draws you a card, doesn't gain the crit.
I'm guessing you like this one more, right? Because you already have ways to give your cards crit. How about drawing cards?
Honestly, I was so tempted to cut this a bit more, but it's just that, like... I don't know. Something just told me just keep it at 4 anyway. Cause
just keep it 4 anyway,
even
yeah.
though it's just crit, but it's sort of just like something maybe I can just swing into their Unison if their Unison is just very important to clear.
Yep.
So, and then negative, and then it comes back crit, and then just swing into the leader. So
they're essentially
majority of the time this was in my energy.
Okay.
But there were times when I think my first matchup was against blue skillless, and this was more important for that matchup.
Yeah, okay, awesome, yeah. Of course, these are both essentially 1 energy dual attackers, 1 gains crit, the other one draws a card. Yeah, but pretty self-explanatory. They're both very powerful cards, and both are crucial to the deck.
Also, they are limit 1, so if you clear them, very important for the mirror match. If you clear them, they can't do it again.
That's true. They can't. that's true.
The next one I've got here is the good old 1 energy double strike.
The card everyone actually hates.
The fact that you play it's 6 or more Z energy, or if your leader's a Z
leader.
I think it's Z leader, yeah. So you like. If your leader's Z and your leader's Z.
Yeah.
The fact that this card just comes out for 1 and just draws you a card is stupid.
Yeah, for 1 energy to draw a card, 20k double strike, by the way. That's a big boy, right?
Exactly, and then I'm just giving it crit. Like, majority of the time I see myself, like, playing for 1, like, and then swinging with it and giving it crit and just maybe even super comboing off of it. Just to ensure that they take that double strike crit. Yeah. It's just like, do I combo, like, 5 cards or do I take the double strike crit?
Yeah.
And even then, they're still sitting there with a low hand. Like, regardless, I win.
Yeah.
That interaction.
This deck is essentially a hand-controlled deck that's also killing you in the first couple of turns, right?
This card itself is silly, and I do feel like it is literally the one card that this deck the one card that makes this deck literally busted.
Yeah.
But then comes the next one, which actually just makes the deck dumb, which is your Edge Drop Syn. The fact that I can play this just for 2 energy on turn 3, and it has triple strike, and I can also give this crit.
You know, well, people are talking about this guy, but you know what this guy says? Bigger number, better person.
Exactly. The fact that this just can give triple strike crit is just absurd. Like, honestly, and not only that, like, I can use the activate battle. The active battle says I can give a card -3 for each Z energy in my Z energy.
Yep.
That to me is just dumb.
Yeah.
Like,
you usually have 6 Z energy until you Z awaken.
Majority of cards don't even have barrier nowadays. Only just blue.
Yeah.
Like blue and some yellow cards.
Yep.
And it just clears a lot of stuff. Like, even right now in the current meta, it's just a lot of red and blue.
Yes,
right?
yes.
But blue can't, like, blue you only have to worry about their barrier stuff if you allow them to survive till turn 4.
Yes.
So basically, kill them before turn 4.
Kill them before turn 4, yeah.
Exactly.
30k, triple strike, very powerful card. This card is just insanely powerful, right? It's the reason why it's an SR already. Like, a 2 energy triple striker, 30k is insane. When Tills first came out for 2 energy, people were complaining about that, but, you know, this guy, literally, bigger number, better person. We said it once, and, you know,
not only that, the fact that if your leader's Z awakened, and it can minus something 30,000.
Additionally.
So it gets the original effect plus the second effect if you're Z awakened.
Yeah, essentially clears 2 things for the price of nothing actually. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. If you're just like spamming a bunch of Z energy even after the balls, like this just becomes strong. Like
It's too powerful. That's alright.
So that's the Syn stuff.
Yep.
That's basically just the bread and butter core of the Syn deck. I'll just go into my counterplays. So I've got the Vegeta, obviously much needed card, and the Yamcha. I'll actually bring out the Unison as well. So this is as well with the Unison package.
Yep. Got all the
So
cards
we've
here.
obviously got this out. This is one of the most busty Unisons that they've printed.
Yes, it
Honestly, the fact that I pay for 2, look at the top 3, add any red card,
Which is your entire deck.
which is my entire deck.
Yep.
And then uptick to play any of the one cost for free.
Which is essentially your other half of your deck.
Exactly. Like, it's just so stupid. It's so good. And the fact that -4, 30,000 double strike, like, oh my god, the pressure on this is just amazing.
Yeah.
One thing I really like though with the Unison is the fact that I can run this. Wolfang Fist, I feel like, is such an important card in this
In the meta.
especially for Red Syn. The fact that if I was to mirror match,
Yep.
like if you're going second is like really bad for you.
Yep. Yep.
The fact that they would like go or pay 1, play double strike, maybe even swing into it, you just go no.
No. Just literally no.
Combo up, please.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just feel like it is very important. Not only that, even if you go first, it's still very important because they're going to try and clear it.
Yeah.
Because in the mirror match, when you're going first, one of the things that hits Red Syn going second the most is this card here.
Is Yamcha. Yeah.
The fact that like
Everything's played with a skill, so Yamcha's relevant, right?
Yamcha becomes so relevant in the mirror match when they try to play out like one of the 15Ks, and you just go no, let it die.
Yeah.
And then they can't bring it back and just tap the energy for nothing.
Yeah, exactly. Because the 1-drops only apply when you remove them with your own skill, right? Not by opponent's effects, right?
Yeah, it has to be your own skill. If it's your opponent's skill, it doesn't work.
Yeah.
Not only this as well, like what I see, if I went second and I have like, sorry, if I went first and they're going second and then they play their Unison and they do, which I don't recommend going second usually.
Yeah.
But it just depends on what you have. If they're gonna play the double strike, you just go Yamcha first. They're still kind of gonna swing with it because they can uptick and play something and then just minus it so that they can minus something 20. When they do that, you can actually just kill the double strike straight away with Wolfang.
That's right. Because the 4-drop doesn't have deflect, so Yamcha actually hits it. So yeah.
Yamcha hits it, yeah. It sort of depends. This card's very situational.
Yes.
But this is what makes it so strong going first in the mirror match. As well as if you run this, it makes it even stronger.
You pretty much set the pace of the game, right?
You pretty much set the pace of the game. If their turn 2 is dead, you're gonna win.
Yeah.
90%, you're gonna win.
Yeah, exactly. And also, with the Wolfang Fist as well, kills the Z Vegeta if they don't use the skill, right? Just instantly clears it, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
The 2-drops. Yeah.
Alright, cool. Then we have, of course, New Ruler, because, you know, free double strike 20k is pretty good, right?
I mean, yeah, if you're running a
Red Unison.
if you're running any Red Unison, you just run this, right? It's just a good card.
It is,
Like,
it
it's
is.
a 20k double strike. It's just like when your opponent's tapped out and think, and you're tapped out, and they think, oh, you know, that's it, and you just go bam.
It's not. It's
20k.
20k is a wrap, you know?
Yeah, exactly.
And also,
Vegeta Resolve Renewed, I think that's very self-explanatory.
It is very self-explanatory.
Against blue, against
Yellow.
yellow, and literally anything that just plays a floodgate with 50k 1000 power, you just tell them to go. You just say no.
No, thank you.
No, thank you.
There you go.
Try again next time.
Try again next turn, if you have a next turn, right?
There is another thing you'd side out for this if you were versing something like SS3, but I'll get into that.
Awesome. Got more stuff to go
But yeah,
through, right?
that's pretty much the Unison counter package. There you go. Sorry.
That's it.
Super combo choice. I think this is definitely 100% the main red
The
super combo
Beerus,
now.
the big boy.
The Beerus. Like, I feel like this is just a super combo you need to run in nearly every red deck at this point.
Yes.
Because the fact that, I think I heard John saying before, it becomes a 15k combo. It is so nutty. Like, the fact that, I use this and oh wow, I'm 15k.
Yeah. Beerus is powerful, and it's also because of the fact that I know a lot of people say that Syn doesn't have very good control over the life, so Beerus is always live.
Yeah, exactly. This helps you keep yourself at a high life point. Just depending on the matchup as well, sometimes you like to be in a high life point. I know in some certain matches I do like to go low because I like to get to the Z Awaken.
Yep.
But I think majority of the time, as myself as a player, I like to just stay high. So I think this card is definitely the way to go.
Yep.
I used to run Raditz. I used to actually run a split between the Sparking and the Raditz.
Yep.
But then a lot of people gave me good arguments against why this was definitely better. And after thinking about it and just reading it for like 5 minutes, I'm like, yeah, I'm dumb. I don't know why I did this as a choice.
15k combos, 15k combo if it happens, you know?
It's just so stupid, and
it's free.
It's free, and it goes straight away at the start of like as turn 1. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Awesome. Yeah, a lot of people, even myself, I'm running this in Gogeta Assets 4 as well, if you saw that deck profile, you know? But yeah, cards is really good right now in pretty much every red deck. Even some yellow decks.
Yeah, the next one, something that I actually considered cutting out and I don't think I should have ran, was this one.
Dragon Thunder. Okay, so why only 2 Dragon Thunder?
So the good thing about Dragon Thunder is when you're on 3 life and when you can Z-Awaken, if you do both of these, your lead is a 30k base for the turn. Like, that is dumb.
Yeah, that is dumb.
But honestly, the way that my matches went, and like even before regionals, just like test matches that I've done, a lot of the times I barely ever went to 3 life.
Yeah.
And if I was on the 3 life, I was dying. That's it. I was going to die that turn.
Yeah.
I mean, this did become relevant when dying, like going towards death, but it's not when you don't see it.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Yeah.
So I felt like maybe I should have just cut this out for 2 more Wolfang Fists, because I feel like Wolfang Fists would have been way more important.
Okay.
In certain matchups, and worst case, like I can just sideboard for something else, right?
Yeah.
But it's still a good card. But I think I definitely maybe this was meant for the side, not for this.
Yeah, that's alright. So I'm guessing that means you're not running any of the red-yellow counter stuff in your deck, or we'll get to that later.
I was so tempted. No, unfortunately, I'm not.
Okay.
I was so tempted to because I was running this card.
Yep.
But it feels like a win more card.
It does feel like situationally it's good, but yeah, it can definitely be a win more card.
I feel like maybe it depends. Like if I was running it, maybe against blue, yeah, it's pretty good. But
against other matches, not really,
look,
right?
Blue, they usually would have some sort of block on the field as barrier. Obviously, if I'm in that spot where I need to counter, they obviously have their barriers out. That's just my mentality on that. They've probably already set themselves up where they're not in a position to die.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Yeah,
cool.
Because otherwise you wouldn't need the counter. You'd just be killing them off. Everything else. Something that was controversial between me and my mates was one Freeze's death ball.
Only one. Why only one?
I don't know. Like, it feels like I've watched other players playing Red Syn.
Yeah.
And I've seen their hands, and I've seen how cloggy it is when you have 2 Freeze's death ball.
Yeah.
And 1 energy open, because majority of the time with Syn, you're either gonna have 1 or no energy open.
Correct. Yep.
So if you have 2 in hand, it just feels yuck.
Yep, it does feel yuck. Yep.
And honestly, maybe it's just me personally, but I always see this. And like, I always have 1 energy open, and I felt like I'm so glad that I didn't run a second one.
Yep.
Because it just being a 1 just
perfect, right?
was perfect for me, at least me in my personal experience.
Yep.
But obviously, I think this card is a player dependent. If you want to run 2, you can run 2.
If you don't want to run it, don't run it, right?
You do take the risk of having 2 in hand and having it be useless in your hand after you use 1.
Yeah.
That's the only downfall.
Yeah, it is a 1 energy 25k combo card, but if you got no energy, it's just 1 less card in hand, right?
Yeah, exactly. It's just 1 card that I can't use, and I would have preferred a 5k over it. Because what if you lose by 5k?
And then you just see this card's like, damn, could have been 5k.
Exactly.
Cool.
But it is a good card, honestly. This card this card did me wonders in regionals, so
yeah, can't complain. Good card is good, right? 25k power is 25k power, you know?
Yes, exactly. No, especially when you run the that super combo and you hit the 15, it's pretty good.
Oh, only 1.
Yeah, I'll actually go through all of the negates. So that's that.
Yep.
Unfortunately, I didn't run enough of that, but
that's alright.
Only 1 of this. Again, like I was stating before, a lot of times I never reached the Z-Awaken. Actually, I don't even think I ever reached the Z-Awaken during regionals.
Damn, that confident, huh?
I actually didn't. I never reached Z-Awaken during regionals.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, so at no point did anyone put me down to 3 life.
Oh, yeah, that's true. Everyone's scared of the Z leader, right?
Honestly, I'd never use this card. Like, that's why I ran it with 1, because a lot of times I'm at high life and I feel like this just becomes a useless card in your hand. A lot of the times, I think in 2 of my matches, I did charge this.
Yeah, that's fair.
I didn't even keep it because I looked at the board, looked at my hand, when you look at everything on the field, and I was just like, it's not happening.
Most useless card. Yeah, I actually kind of agree with that. Yeah, because again, if like you're saying, like you're playing this game at such a high life total, if you never can play this card, then what's the point of running it, right?
Yeah, exactly. And a lot of the a lot of the sort of matchups are like you got blue, yellow, red, right?
Yeah.
And a lot of them just have shit to do with this. So even if I like try to play it, it's just gonna get counterplayed.
Yeah,
Or it's just
exactly.
gonna get counter. So something's gonna happen with it. The idea of it coming out as a negate and then a free blocker is good, but
You already have one on it.
it doesn't hit the field. What's the point, right? Like,
And you have testing the opposition anyway. It does the same thing, but
exactly.
better.
It's and this I can't use it unless like I'm Zero Awaken.
Yeah.
And, yeah. What's stopping my opponent from like dropping me from like say something like 5-3 if I don't have this,
Yeah, exactly.
and then just killing me with the triple strike. And I can't use this because I'm not Zero Awaken because I didn't get
yeah.
to.
Okay.
Obviously, testing the opposition it's just a good card. Like honestly, just blocking the gates. Like I can't even like say anything for it. It's just
It's just
something
that good.
It's just that good. You just have to run it.
There's a reason why every color's running it, right?
Exactly, yeah. It's just like first I've negated an attack. Oh sure, I take it a life, but it goes to my hand, right?
Yeah.
And I have a block on field. Like I'm just gonna stop another attack. Obviously, unless you're not the Red Syn mirror, this is a sort of better card. But
Yeah.
even sometimes even the Red Syn, if they've already done their next stuff,
It's pretty safe, right?
and yeah, and it's pretty safe to use it because unless they play like something else, they can sort of minus the power. But very unlikely usually.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
And then
Because
obviously,
majority of them have to actually swing, and by that time you're blocking.
okay. And then obviously,
And then Violent Race.
Violent Race is too
Violent
good.
Race is just everything is more than 20,000 power.
Yeah, literally, yeah.
Every win more card is every win card is a 20,000 more power.
Mr. Champion.
Mr. Champion, Mr. Champion, yeah.
Yeah, everything is literally like 20,000 power more. There's like, I don't see why you don't run this.
Yeah.
I was so close to cutting it to 2, but
It's too good to
sort
not
of-
run. It's too good not to run.
just with sometimes I can get very unlucky. So I was like, yeah, I gotta see this. I already had 3.
Yeah.
Like worst case scenario, right? It's just one of them becomes a charge,
Yeah, exactly.
and then I have more like stuff to play.
Yeah, unlike
So-
Death Ball, you run Death Ball at 1 because you can live without it. This you can't live without.
I
so you
can't
run
live
it.
without Violent Rage.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. A lot of like even Yellow, they're Unison.
The Gohan,
They-
right?
Exactly, the Gohan.
Yeah.
Like if they play that Gohan, this is one way to get through that.
Yeah.
Like you just say no attacks from that Unison.
No, it's
please.
actually, yeah. Literally shuts out turns. That's why the card's so good. Like you said, yeah, even blue, all the cards they're playing are like 30k, you know? That's more than 20,
Yeah,
right?
exactly. Yeah. And then last but not least is the SCR of choice.
Vegeta.
Vegeta.
yeah.
Vegeta's really good because again I'm sitting at high life total, right?
Yeah.
A lot of times I feel if I have my negates, okay, Violent Raise and all that, and if I have like one energy open still, if they're on 3 life and I'm swinging with a double strike, I'm going to dump my hand.
Yep.
Because I'm just going to Violent Raise and do all my defensive stuff, and as soon as we get to turn 4, fire.
Yeah.
Burn life.
Yeah. If you,
This did happen against Marco.
yep.
But I also I did do a mistake. It was pretty stupid. I attacked with I looked at his hand with the Broly Crown, which I'll get into in the side.
Yeah.
And I forgot that I saw the Realm of the Gods, and I was attacking. He was on 1 life, and I attacked him. Went all in with a 2-drop,
Oh my god.
and had 1 energy open. But it didn't matter because I didn't get punished for it because I just Violent Raised on his turn.
Yeah.
And just sat there, and then I'm like, and as soon as he passed, I just showed him the card, and he's like, "Yep, never mind."
That's pretty funny. Almost through, but it's alright. It's alright. That's pretty funny.
Almost through, but look, I did say I was tired, alright? So
Yeah, you did say that. You did say that. Man, that's awesome. Well, this card, yeah, just dealing a damage and dealing a damage and swinging triple strike. This card solo wins you games, and it literally did for you on the weekend, right?
it did, yeah. It did only come up once, but it was sort of the ones that was like
Reason why you played it,
like
right?
after I made that mistake, I wouldn't have had anything if I didn't have this.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's SCR, it's good.
It's a good card. Good card is good. Awesome. All right, so that's the main board. So we'll quickly dive into. You want to do sideboard or Z deck first?
Oh, I think I should go Z.
Yeah.
So the obvious Z deck card, which is the Z leader. The Z leader is obviously so cracked.
Yeah. No pun. No pun.
So basically it says when your life is at 3 or less and your opponent has 3 more energy, it costs 7. So basically just remove all 6 Dragon Balls and just have one other card.
Yeah.
And you just sort of smack it on.
Smack on the leader, and then boom, 20k double strike.
Exactly. It's double strike, draws you a card still.
Yep.
And my favorite effect,
Active main.
choose one of your cards, negative 20. You can choose one of your 8 drops and it doesn't even get negative, it gets a +5.
Yep, and he kills something or Unison.
And then you kill something for next 20 on the board, and then
Yeah.
guess what? I can remove 6 Dragon Balls, play another 8 drop.
This
So
card's
now
silly.
my opponent's got to deal with 2 8 drops. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's just
And there's a reason why people don't like to aggro out Syn, because they're just that scared of this card. There's a reason why you didn't play it at all on the weekend. People are too scared to see it, right?
Yeah, exactly. I think a lot of with Syn is just like you need to drop them when you drop them to 3. You just need to kill them straight up. Otherwise, like after that, you got to deal with this leader, and their attacks just go wide straight away.
Yeah.
Because on their turn, which I'll get into the next card, they just spam out this
broken card.
This is actually one of the most broken cards in this entire set.
Yep.
It is an use and abuse card.
Yep.
Like honestly, when you have this, and then you can just spam out all of this because you can just play an 8-drop for free. So what like you say, majority of the time you probably have like 4 or 5 energy.
Yep.
So at that point you have already an 8-drop, let's say, that's already on the field. You have another 8-drop, and then you have 4 of these.
Yep.
When they swing as well, they next something 50.
Yep.
And not just anything, it's just Unison or battle card.
Yep.
So this card as well, like you can't really block a negate with this against this card because it's just gonna neg the blocker.
Yep.
And the fact that if you have 4 more Z energy, it just gets double strike and barrier, and it restands itself is dumb. And on the first swing, it just combos.
It combos.
You just put in the Z energy and then bang, you restand and then swing again combo.
Pays for itself, literally.
It literally is. It's like for 2 energy and 2 Z energy, it is the most dumbest card. And the fact that it has deflect too, so you can't really even stop it.
Yeah.
Like my opponent, if they were red, they can't Yamcha it.
Yeah.
The only thing to get out of it is Videl.
And no one's playing that.
No one's playing that right now.
Because Gogeta's too good, right?
Like even yellow can't do anything. Like if they try to play the free Vegeta, alright, cool, I swing, I'm gonna neg that Vegeta.
Yeah.
And then blue obviously has God Ceiling Lock.
God Ceiling Lock. Funnily enough, the only card that can really hit this is Charismatic Villain.
Villain.
And green's not a color right now, so it doesn't really matter.
Unfortunately, sadly for green, it's a dead color at the moment. But you know what? Maybe next set it'll come back.
Maybe next set. That's what everyone says.
That's what everyone says every set.
Yeah, that's funny. And the
last card, it comes down to this one. Honestly, I didn't feel like I need to run it.
Yeah.
But I was thinking a lot into the blue matchup. If you have my opponents on 4 life and they just hatch me in the turn, I'll go, and I haven't really spent my energy, I'm like, cool, play this for 2 and I'm still going to do a damage to you.
Yeah, exactly.
Because what this card says is, when this card plays, place up to 1 Saiyan from your drop area under this card, and this card gains barrier for the turn. If you have deal 1 damage. Like if I have a Resolve Renewed or something like that in the drop area, I'll just put it under and burn them alive.
Yeah, exactly. A lot of people think this is locked to a Saiyan leader. It's actually the only thing that's it's locked to a Saiyan card, so a lot of people get that confused. But you're still doing the thing is that you're still dealing the damage no matter what. So it's like a good card. Like literally paying 2 to deal 1 damage is kind of broken, right? It's kind of like a mini version of your SER.
Yeah. It's pretty good. The majority of the time, it won't see play in Red Syn.
Yeah.
And it does have to have like a Saiyan in there, so it has to be like a Vegeta Resolve Renewed.
Yeah.
Which a lot of times doesn't happen, but it does. There's occurrences where it does because you can just combo it or to do something with that.
Cool.
But honestly, the combo part is sort of
whatever. Yeah.
A bit of a hindsight because like you don't know that they're gonna hit you.
That's true. That's true.
But it is still a good card.
Good card is good, as we always say.
Much play.
Yeah, that's alright. But Vegeta's already so good, it's like, it's hard to justify playing that over Vegeta.
Yeah.
And then now for the side.
I'm going to start off with this first. It's Kaioken.
Yep.
It's mainly just for barrier removal. Like if you're versing yellow, a lot of them run Trunks Vegeta run Lord Slug.
Yep.
Just pay 2 to kill it, or like even the new Trunks just pay 2 to kill it.
Or the new Z Goku, right?
Yeah. A lot of it is just sort of just to make something. Yeah, with the... Sorry, I've just lost my train of thought.
That's alright, yeah.
It's basically barrier removal. Not only that, if a lot of decks... Like, if a deck is going wide with a bunch of 20Ks, like even Syn...
Even the mirror, huh?
If they flooded the board, it does feel hefty to pay 3 for it, but it will KO the entire board.
Yeah, it's just, able to flip the game around, right?
It does, so because they have to re-establish everything.
Yeah.
But then again, this card was a very hard side choice, just because it was cost heavy.
Yeah. Either 2 or 3, but it's still worth it, right?
It's still worth it against like yellow. I think yellow was the main reason that I put this in.
Yep.
It was mainly just like for Lord Slug and stuff like that. But it did make sense for certain other matchups.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah. Alright.
In case you had like some rogue decks that were like wide board, this was a good card. You just pay 3 to clear 20,000 power list.
Makes sense.
We had my
Blue hate. Yeah.
Pretty much. You untap that energy with a counter skill, I'm gonna rip your life. That's pretty much what it is. I mean, you can play it for free off the Unison too. The only problem is it comes in rest.
Yeah.
Look, there's an argument for it, but
It's just okay, right?
it's okay. Even though it comes in rest, your opponent has to swing into it. That's one less attack that I have to defend to my life.
Yeah, okay.
That's just how I see it.
Makes sense.
Now comes into the what you would side out Resolve Renewed for, which is Omen of Awakening.
This card, yep.
This card is also the one that that crippled John a bit.
Yeah, Nook's played this on me turn 2 instead of playing a 4-drop, and it actually kind of like, this card ruined my day.
I think it was definitely a good card. I do not regret having this. It was mainly for SS3 if they're going to use
Ready to Rumble, right?
Ready to Rumble.
Yep.
But when I was John, I was thinking about like sort of crippling his draw power, and that's the only reason like I ran it. But it worked out more because I literally forgot that he was running the Scion package, and he attempted to do that, and then I said no.
Yeah, this is like crazy. Like, cause normally Syn's turn, like when Syn goes first, they always usually do the double strike crit, which is what I prepared myself for. And then instead he left the 1 energy. I was like, okay, he must not have it. That's unlucky for him. I was about to do my play, and he just punished me so hard with this card. So I still have nightmares about it, you know.
And then obviously comes more blue head, which is Brawling Crown. Look, very hard choice. Better to run this in the main or the side.
Yeah.
But I think like the feel of this card itself
It's better
was
than
enough to just keep it in the side.
Yeah.
Because a lot of Syn, like 80% of Syn decks now just run in the main.
Yeah.
And a lot of my opponents will probably think that. So that's why I'm just like, yeah, look, I'm just gonna keep it in the side against decks that like aren't blue. Because even decks that aren't blue are worried about that card.
Yeah.
They don't want to leave energy open.
Yeah.
Which is but that's why it was more of a side card rather than keep it in main. Blue, obviously, they know I'm gonna, if it's not in the deck already, it's gonna get sided in.
Yeah, exactly. 100%. Yeah, blue has so much energy. It's fine.
This card definitely won me against both my blue matchups.
Yep.
It was just too strong.
Awesome. All right.
Now comes the other blue head, which is Pillar. This is so that the new SCR does not work.
Nick is watching this and cries. Nick, this card more or less says your SCR does not exist, right?
Yes, pretty much. You try to untap with a battle card or extra skill during your turn, you have to send 5 cards from the drop to the warp. It is for both players and it's for the duration of the game.
Yep.
And if I play both of them, it is 10 cards that they're going to have to send from the drop to the warp. Otherwise, they're not untapping any energy.
Yep.
So basically, the new Goku SCR, if they want to untap, they got to send cards from the drop to the warp.
Yep.
Which, it's good and bad for them. The good thing about it is the fact that they can clear the drop area for that Goku.
Yep.
But they don't really combo as much, so it's going to be very hard for them.
It's very taxing.
Yeah, it's very taxing, exactly. Majority of the time I've seen the Goku SCR just untaps like 2 or 3 energy at most.
Yeah.
Like being late into the game. Now comes the side that won me the game against good old Kevin.
Good old
Golemite.
And Max Power, the yellow Syn
And Max
hater.
Power. It wasn't even for Yellow Syn. This is for the mirror match.
Yeah.
It just came in handy for Yellow Syn. I was like, oh, wait a minute.
This is familiar, right?
Yeah. Because I'll explain the mirror match first. This is very good in the mirror match because if you're going second, they won't be able to give the 8-drop barrier. So just on your turn, you can just easily clear it. Not only that, even if you go first, I would still recommend siding it in because in the worst case, it becomes a charge.
Yep.
But like, if they don't give it barrier on their turn 3,
You kill it, right?
you can just kill it. Yeah, it's literally same with Max Power. The reason why I ran Max Power over Golemite is in case we went past turn 3.
Yeah, exactly right. And you can just and it also doubles as a negate, right?
My favorite thing about Golemite though is my game against Kevin when I was siding it in and he literally asked me the question, what does Golemite do? I explained what Golemite does.
And he
on his
forgot.
turn 3, he forgets about it. Turn 3 plays a 9-drop and I kill it, and then that was it. He was on 3 life. I played the triple strike and went in for game.
That's pretty funny. Well, no, that's awesome, man. Super big congratulations. You are the champion, the winner of PAX. Any final shout outs you want to give before we wrap things up?
Shout outs. Oh, dude, there's like so much shout outs, honestly. Like, I wouldn't be like where I was because I actually originally wasn't even going to play Red Syn. I wanted to try out, see how U7 would go. Not only U7, maybe even Yellow. I was thinking about going into Trunksito.
Yep.
But a lot of people, Marco, Blake, Chong, were just telling me, you know what? Think of the meta like this. This is like exactly what they told me, right? What abuses? This is one of the most broken cards in the game right now.
Yep.
What deck abuses the most? What has the least amount of counters to it?
Yeah.
Only thing I could think of was Syn. So Syn it was.
There you go. Easy clap. Awesome, man. Again, huge congrats for winning. Super proud of Mr. DJ Nooks taking it home. And yeah, it must be awesome to win. Anyway, guys, I think that's pretty much it. And thanks again, Nooks, for doing a deck profile with the channel. More content will be out soon, so make sure you subscribe, alright?
No worries. Thank you. See ya.
Peace.
Bye.